So, hi guys, I'd just like to introduce you to Bob, who we have here today. I've asked Bob to do a quick interview with me just on the 100 Stories campaign. So, Bob, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm Bobby Cunningham. I'm working in a semi-retired capacity, but working on a project called Tiny Houses for Homeless Youth. So I've been a youth worker for a long time in the inner city. And as I left that job with the position being made redundant, I wanted to follow up with the situation where so many young people don't have an option for emergency housing. So Tiny Houses for Homeless Youth is a community project to create a response, a possible response for that. And that's what I'm busy doing at the moment.
Proactive solution in the community. I love it.
Yeah, creating a space.
So one of the reasons I've asked you to be here today is just some quick insight. So we're proactive in sharing some stories about advocacy for mental health prevention. I'm wondering if you have any insight there. Why do you think it's important to invest in prevention of mental health issues for young people?
Yeah, because suicide often takes people by surprise. Like it's often someone that you go, wow, I wasn't expecting that. Nobody saw any signs or nobody was ready for it. Whereas prevention shines a light on what people are experiencing and going through. And it helps us to become more aware. Okay, so this person's having some ups and downs and they're experiencing some depression and some suicidal ideation. But look, now they're really happy. Oh, we don't have to worry about them so much. But suicide prevention can really help educate us all on how prevalent suicide is and how it can just easily creep up and affect people we care about. And
absolutely,
it's really a huge thing in this nation, and there's definitely not enough happening with suicide prevention. So I think I'm really passionate about seeing something like that and supporting something like that.
We could always do more. Hey, there's some great things,
yeah.
But the need in community, it just keeps growing. So I know that you've probably seen some of that on the forefront. So my next question is, part of this campaign is we wanted to share messages of hope. What we've found is there could be some people that are struggling with their mental health right now. I'm wondering what's some insight. So from a youth worker background, is there anything that you've had to share that you think has been quite helpful for people who may need help now?
Yes, there is. With all my years of experience, I realized that I was being someone that young people could trust and they could turn to. And I think that in itself brings hope. The other thing that young people were telling me is that they got the message that I believed in them, that they could actually get through this, whatever this is. And sometimes young people actually face huge emotional challenges, especially when they're triggered from past trauma. And if it happens time and time again, they really get to the point of giving up all hope. And in the space of being suicidal, they actually can't see anything that they can hope for. And if I'm having a conversation with them in that space, I just say, well, what's the one thing in your life that you would miss if you did go tomorrow? And I get them to talk about that one thing, whatever that is.
Fantastic.
But I think the other thing that I've said before is just to be there for them in a consistent way and to believe in them, whatever their darkness is or whatever their difficult situation is. And when they know that somebody's there and somebody believes in them and they can contact them if they want. It's a big deal that actually gives a bit of hope, I think.
And look, part of smashing the stigma with suicide prevention is it's actually okay to have these conversations. I know a lot of people, how do you say it? It's taboo we don't know if we should actually mention it or raise it, or you might know someone's struggling, but it's actually, there's so much evidence to say how important it is to be really straightforward, bring it up front, find out what's actually going on.
Exactly.
Sometimes that's exactly what someone needs to be able to open up and talk about it.
And I found too with the experience that if you can talk about it without batting an eyelid, so to speak, with a little bit of confidence, and just say, so I can see you're feeling suicidal there. Like, I can see you're going through some really difficult things here. You're thinking of taking your own life. Like actually saying it and actually naming it without making a big deal about it, but just naming it and saying it for them. But when they see you're confident to talk about it, that's very good.
It helps bring that authentic approach.
Absolutely.
Well, look, that's it for our little interview today. Any further comments? I know you've only recently come across the Mind Blank brand, but what was your initial response to our presentation the other day? Just curious.
Look, it was shocking in a good way.
Good to know.
it was like the shocking part of it was like it was so real. And when young people see something that's portrayed in a way that's real for them, they think, oh, somebody else gets this, somebody else understands. And when they feel that somebody else gets it, okay, it just opens up that possibility that there is hope, somebody else understands, they're not in this alone,
for sure.
you know? So that was the big thing. When I saw the scenarios played out, I just thought, wow, that's quite realistic.
Good to know that you thought the acting was quite believable. Well, look, thank you for now. That's all that we have time for today. Really appreciate you being part of the campaign, and we look forward to spreading more positive stories.
Awesome. Thanks, Ellie.
You're most welcome.
That's
Bye,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you.